aberante yi nino paa onye sɛde hiani ɔtete ndwuma pii mamabru pii enye biaye sanka obiara nko betuma tra ne fie ne sika ontumi ndi no wawu entina mise calling no mumyɛhwɛ ne yie o enama babia onenam 276 na wodɔ man a enye sika ketewa o
ade baako a ɛwɔ ha ɛyɛ the second pillar is water connection. And menim sɛ mote sɛ meka sɛ mede ɛpobepa kumase da say we decided to dredge all the waters and connect anokɔ ɛne ɛpokohyia se ni America ne sɛ metim ɛkɔ akɔduru kumase ɛno ano we nyɛ miracle. It's a purpose. My vision is to enter back into the lands of our ancestors and redevelop it and connect all the waters in this country. And my favorite water is the Pra, which is named after
menhwɛ wo kromenye nyimpa na original hwɛ nusu na hwɛ de so ofa mampanyin na ɔma mpuntu waba ne genze de sagana fo opɛ de wo fada madwune ɔbɛyɛ dzina ama hon.
I came here because I want you to know that I'm one of you and you're one of mine. As long as you're Ghanaian, I'm Ghanaian. We are Ghanaians. And I would urge all of you not to base colors and parties to determine the future of this country. That the Volta region of Ghana is one of the strongest regions and the most wealthiest regions in the country. And it has beautiful locations and environments. And it has beautiful people with beautiful regions. But what has come out of it? Nothing. Well, let's get our minds right. Let's not base the development. People tell me that come and save us. No, I'm not the savior. We are saving ourselves together. But we just need to make our minds right. We have to look at our mothers and what they're going through. We have to look at our fathers and what they're going through. If they have failed, how can we rely on them? Their hope is us. We have to make it right for them. If they were wrong, we have to correct it. So I'm urging all the people in Volta, this is Hohoi and I know very well where I'm standing, that don't vote by parties anymore. Vote with your heart. Vote with your mind, vote with your spirit, and vote with your soul.
Vote my friend. Iyo bezi ozi nokwara. Oka nkrofo wozi nokwara. Iyo owa hobrasa. Iyo wotsema. Iyo oniado a oka nkrofo boma. Iyi na ode yadwe wonya party.
I feel honored and privileged. Especially when people are having a great expectation in meeting you. It tells me that there must be something I'm doing right that I might not know, but you've made me aware. Thank you very much. I am here because I had to stop here as one of the main constituencies. Thank you. In the voter space. We are doing a 276 constituency talk. And I know in the political industry, nothing like this has happened. But we decided to do that. We decided to do that because if you want to govern a nation, then you should know the nation and you should know the country. I think so, and that's just from my opinion. So this is something that my team, myself, the new force, we've been very keen about to do. And it hasn't been easy going around Ghana. Before we get here, we had to go through, cross the water to Dambai. And we drove from Dambai to a lot of places before we got here. Yes, we went through Jessica as well. The OT region basically in the districts, and before that we were coming also from the north. We went to Upper East and Upper West, and then came down to Savannah and drove. So there's been time I drove for 19 hours. It's the longest time I've been in any machine. Not even playing, but in the car, drove for so long. We had to stop here first in the Volta region. I like the history here, but looking at the navigation, this is supposed to be our next stop, and as we're here, We're going to visit 10 different places, which is the electoral areas within this constituency, to meet all the people. So we're going from education, health, unemployed families, at the same time doing a research to see the land itself, the environment, the people, what they're going through, the policies that we came up with the 12 pillars. Our first pillar is the 16th regional industrial revolution, meaning that we would industrialize every region to activate the regions that is unactivated. Because there's only one region that is fully activated, and that's Accra. Which I think for a country is not fair to build a country and then the concentration is on one side. You know, you're looking for minister of anything, you come to Accra. You want to travel to England, you come to Accra. Yeah, everything you want to do, you have to come. So we would have regional connection without roads. Now say you cut a bruni and I say a bangi, about the 4 years a basic running in a
There is no reason why people implement Kowa. It's technology.
Yeah.
It's science. It's dragging in shooting, yeah. The problem I woman say, you facing opposite. And so no, but say a poor hearty, you say why opposite ni facing. The power ye joke of this proposal, no. The NBA, you'll be the idea can to beat the bar. Because one chassis and when NBA in also ridiculous, no.
What is the worth of $200 billion? And what is it based on? Session, educational facilities, arable lands for farming, and maybe a little bit of copper. Nina, discover Nina. Say, oh my, the factories you see here, processing plants. Central region would have the most sardines and tuna.
Emergency as a Ghana for our year. What to wear saying, no, the mass some ninty, or more than a wafenya, or other one.
Because you don't want to be 30 years old or 40 years old and somebody's going to come and tell you what they think you're going to become. Is that where you want your hope to start from? Is that how you want to begin your life? No. Knowing yourself, it's the only way that you connect with God.
Asma Makanda, I will be our Nanjian Kuponzi, Cecia Jinian Kuponzi, Osana Yankupon also no quarry. It's in your portion from pa obopay. It's in no quarry, if your Bible more one papa, me get the Quran so.
Because you start to have value for life. And those that have value for life, they always know what the money is worth. They will get there. Just have value for life, and you will find the money. You will find the blessing. You will find the creator of life, and you will communicate. So people are going to look at you and think that he's not going to make it. That is people. That is people. Everybody seems to think that they know where they're going. Only a few are going to end up going to where we know. It's because we just didn't wait for somebody to come and tell us who we have.
Ibiara nyi ho a obaka che da ma abo me brewie nti sesi amatena wo ma iwu wa abafam man adwuma so dam na otse yiye kakra na ekọ na ya abosodo America kwa me ngenzi de aban na bakare sesi America fo bibia wo hwe bia ye wie ode bi kọ na bi bosodo se aman mpo wo pede bi tena wa honam o ya mbiro nti da mo don bia ibi bokọ na bi aba na bibia ibia shasen says there be na botu eguza na yentupo na onye ye eba eboto yedo se bibi wo na waachi a bomozen na ye ne ye na kodo se yese damazi ni ye Kwame Nkrumah abirodo wotu Kwame Nkrumah ndama fa wo ho a ye yes
with a humanitarian character. Why are you shielding yourself? What is there that you're hiding that you can't bring out that will add value to someone else's life? And the worst of it all, I really think that we need to start adding value to our own people. You know, especially in Ghana. Ghana, is about time they start to embrace success. They start to embrace wisdom, respect, and dignity, integrity. You know, we don't easily become who we are overnight. There is nothing such as luck. Chances come for the prepared mind. And when you see one that has a prepared mind, you need to learn to appreciate them, because I don't see that person who is behind some organization that have to blame somebody first before they get paid. Somebody that have to put someone in trouble, because when there's trouble, that's when some people get paid. I'm asking myself this question: how is his grandson going to get paid? Right. How is his child going to get paid? 200 years from now, what if people don't live by the corrupt ways anymore? What is going to happen? So it's about time that we really start to appreciate things. I mean, my success probably came from me appreciating the greatest people in this world. And not only that, but I also started correcting myself from the greatest people's greatest mistakes. Not my own mistakes. Yes, I do correct myself for my own mistakes, but I look at some great people in this world and how they messed up. So growing up, my mentor was Solomon. And this guy has been the greatest guy for me of all time, because he's been the most wealthiest person and the wisest person that ever lived on this planet. But his latter mistake sort of ripped his empire apart. And that's where my fascination came from. I wanted to find out what really torn this man apart, you know, and I learned from it. And so we, as Ghanaians especially, you know, I will start with Ghana, but this is more to Africa and the entire, you know, continent, that we need to start to respect the value of who we are. There is tribalism, there are other things in the country that it's just holding us back. Thinking that why do we have to think Ashantis are different from Gans, and Gans are different from Ewes? But as soon as you come out of this boundary, we are all considered as Ghanaians. The minute that we come out of the African boundary, we are all considered as Africans. See, so we are one people. We're black, we're Africans, we're Ghanaians, we're Ewes, whatever. You can't do anything about it. This is who we are, and it's about time. This is 2018. It's about time the young ones who are coming up, the ones who have already grown, to accept that this is who we are. We cannot change it. We can only make it better. We can only add value.
So the baby, no, I'm afraid you're Rollins there. The man's the other way, but what's a dam. So Bobo man, I may Ejekufo, so oh the baby, no, I'm a friend, Ejekufo. Match that was a Kadaman, a yedam, into Yapadia Triado, and no quarrel with Sedan.
Nana Kwame Bediako na me frefre no obema kukodu fo no onyansafo obema wodini nimdie esom Ghanaman. Nana Kwame atena se ehunu se oman Ghana wo firi mu bi oman ne se yi ebeka no wodi Bediako nti odini hu Bediako am oman Ghana amanyuma guso aye nana Kwame Bediako Ghana fo yin wo bebua Ghana o.
I will go around the whole Ghana. I would want to find out the problems. I would want to find the solutions for the problems.
The 276 was invented to learn about the country we want to revive and rebuild again.
Only Rollins in the
co school. Now Rollins a bedi president. I don't know that's why. Not just a Ghana kind of correct.
What I want to do is dredging and connecting the waters.
Yes, 4 years anyway.
This documentary is going to unveil everything that has been hidden from you for over the past 50 years.
Otumfuo and Osagyefo. Edimiti apetuwa mamumienu.
He hasn't done anything for you.
It's not everything. You cannot get it.
How can the government watch the people in this constituency drinking such water? This is the school in the regional capital of Dambai.
Everybody in this country is not cared about unless it's time for election.
Ago. The two Hana. I am the same. Between the Mabaha. Me a list of baby I make over Ghana and my Yinano. Touchment tia about so say. Mint chamutia. At the same baha. On my way to home and Ghana ya Ghana. I bind here what is so and now what be decline for. When to me and yes, I would tell no mamma Shishamo. Ebi amahu picture say boha. But one kasa no muni masasi way. Send a CS and then me masasi so anyone so anyone kata. The new force a Kwabia and your political party. It's a movement that has come to change the situation, the political narrative, and the new people. To say there and Mebruno so more cromano. Omwakasa sorry. Me ebi we yempene yentimintina kroma na ye school we are adwumanio. Ye sorry a sika ena yepe esika no kra no ebi ni ho. Sika ni ho enso ubehe no atikan form wo kroma. Omanya sika e de ye ebeka campaign bia mo pe bia. Se Ghana wo hwe nipa ye do so pa 0 to 45 years. Ye 75%. 20 something million. Taxi sika end also. Ena yenye bia hwe Ghana dodo na anya adwumati entimi hwe ma memo ene ye papa mo enti na mabunu no ya dan ya sore ya baba sisamu mesi ya baba ya dan ya baba ya dan sama ya dodo na ya
2025 we are starting for 2025 nobody one If God sent me, you will leave Ghana 2025. The secret is open up. Let's say it. 25, you will leave Ghana. Nobody will leave Ghana except you. Let's say the Lord of us.
Munyina mu woko kromoti. How ya nya media mamu yi. Munyu suno. Eni die mu. Mama ma obi embeto mo shebre na wakase obema mu sika na monkoto. Afi we nso bosumi ayekoto aba no. Uhwa eyesan. 12. Na munkan hu se ebo 12 o'clock ewiabo. Se sambo 12 o'clock biema ade echi. Se 12 months ne ba pe afini sisa etrese nyankopon ode nsisaye bi ba entina ukọ ballot ne so obekan 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 obeuza aya branch na ho onu pa ene wotru yi ni aka ni nyina aya nkofafo
Monganche vice no by president. Onkada kra. Yes. No langa so go na driver na loki testi na load the mate na mpo we wondo. Nenti yantu aben fa me mate. Mate all by yadan. Mate all by yadan.
Hey, that will be say one some years and
over then. What from I was ago. Yes. Yes, me.
And many be no quar on your fapimin on ye.
Obetima sanipa bia yare ba fan o defo obesa yare ba wo hwe bible mu a obi a wagimi bia yankopon ankasa twe ne safiri ne ho enti ebia na oman no ebia ye bibisa bebre enti yankopon yi ne safiri ya so sane amechomati ase because wa mam gold wa mam koko wa mam bibia tinchina mo se mo bakọ abonte akọbọbosia na mo de abeye mo kwan na mo de ahwe obetima akọbọbosia wa abonten e de abehwe nipa o mo ne nam kwa ho mo ni adwuma eni rose a wonya ye nyina wa na de ne sika be ma ewiase ha China and Asan wine, and obey kukru hundreds of billions. I'm out there, Ukrum for here, and TJ 100 may bobosia, then make sure so be a Jumania BBD, and your road. Debbie, or mount 3 billion crana, or pursue a foul mine, pursue joke concessions. Sikano Suna media amount, and the Google formula, and now they man croforsa, Ukrum for crack, cats of the Omusaka, Debbie. So the mentality of slavery has taken over the souls of our fathers and our ancestors. And now I have come and I'm saying that no, let's change it.
Let's end it.
But these are contractual agreements. You must sign contracts. Some of these contracts be about 20 years, 30 years before it elapses. There are legal implications and how are you going to change?
I will cancel some of them. Even the debt in Ukraine, you better cancel debt in it. It will become a bad debt. Now I'll tell you why.
Yes, the IMF and the World
I will
Bank,
tell you why. I will tell you why.
You cancel some of them.
With some of them automatically is human rights infringement. Some of them, yes, of course, because how can one government deal with another government to extract from a country? Do you think it's legal for me as a president to go to America? Now many American president I got to them say now the party be California and I said Brooklyn and mama what you two for man you know man na me two so a bit my political crop so their laws be say who akukudro na woni adia oba omube hu say ekoi obebie yachi because normally be ohona ye de sie yen enti say sha say ba out na broni nso de on penny dia say kra o kwantentem na onu be negotiate no aka say o de yenye ni say because ono asie ne no any BBC ni ade nyina ye ne dia but CNN no so o musan nya na o mbesa aka na asem what you say sa na emra ne tie no kredie no mudi what you say but emu no nyansa eno mu yusu o mu nyansa no chenye ono no obefa o gold no wankase manya gold bi wo Africa wo na misisi wo nti wo gold no no kwande akoto na account mu eni wo di ne family debi of gold no the court man man say me atwi gold no ba eye mine dia enti siye gold no mo de si o mu kro ama o mu ho ato mo ene ye nkura no o mu so dai so mbeko because e heaven ma o mu me wa gold any wa oil no normal no abetwe but otwe ye no wankose no odi ko siesie ne dia
yanka say fortana
media say adie to wani a interest your fort the interest baby akofai and ade na kotowani nti esese utimi egito hu so say so we betime yade na firi wani dia na ye wa se na me tro no atiase nti esese yetimi eni say ye blame ye say fault but to go forward no esese yetimi se nkan yamfa ha nka amba ni say nti kwan ben so na e betime afa e betime free ha akoha na no na eme say a check akra no because obia odi man so e wa Africa the democracy platforms biano I hate to say omo designing in such a way say omo ba omo dwene omo ho ene omo party ho no omo dwene eman no ene ekuro no buo no so I know na I say a time na so say ye best system because uko India oma ye wie uko China oma ye wie uko Dubai uko Emirates oma ye wie uko America Europe omni nyina oma ye Africa pet ene use here for experiment say Africa pet enti ana adia medi ya wo ho no say me ye bibini mintimi nya broni Michael Jackson crowd try still I hu say bibini what you say enti adia nyankopon ayeme no nya metimi aya me so metimi acclaim and redeem our heritage value back no enhu hia me chance kakra menya wa asase so say ne sia metimi age ye nimdie bia eko amayen biem na o mo say e before so yin jimi ye na emom no e se nkrofo hu say before se medi 40 no so no na no ma bebira me ankasa me di me na me gina me na so
you are not here 40
me see before say me di 40 but me patch say before say me di sa no now me see aye business aye no ma bebre che say what you say wo hwe no ma 10 years 12 years me dey kra na e bi kra na e compare government ni bia o muntimi nya atiase because bi mu ba bia obaka so obesiwe eno kro ntimi nsi ebi wa sha ase kro ntimi nya hwe na ukra man sika na se ntimi fanye no ma bia na che se no no that's the pinnacle I know the ukra dom and ukra sika e different 33 million and billions of dollars e different it is say I drink and utimi e de kra sika no now I multiply sika no na obi enya bidi. That is the fairness I'm talking about. Now, if we ask cry by no, utimi say no bo we ask no or ye fair. O ma ye wi ade bia na o ma ye nwumre de bia time de be ye adwuma na time de beda na wo de adwene ho na ka se nka nyankopon bufu ye no ka se kofo mi mama wi 1 week ka ye nyina na asama ba so ati ase nti atra over hundreds of years and so on let it down that because it's fairness. Fairness is about living. Society is governed by fairness. Obia adwene papa woni chima opese oye bibi mani man bia no, they will leave legacy and they will leave history. Obia ofri say me de me wo nyansa na metima be di man so aye agege nia me hia agege bibia ma me family akire me say me tribe no ye na ye strong and say na e bibisa no obia odwene sa bia no e ya dwembone na in the end no so no wanya ono pe ne betua ho ka e man no kra o mo bo an man be ye ne oye no e man no so betua ho ka bi nti ye no bi na me free say ye kom sese no Ghana ye ya na ye de kokomoti e de akogye sika ati ase ne aton ye sunsum kokromoti ne nso ne na Nyankopon de ama eni ho a me se check kra untimi ntro o shirt kra catch yourself ra na kokromoti ni wa untimi nti obi catch yourself fasisi bibi so na mani sika anya se o didi agro usunsum an oto no because say 8 years no ba be rule wa ono no won kai no won fa ho e come do sa for 8 years na come do for 8 years na say ye ma o sika kra after 8 years kra ahia wo hu ni a wonfanye because why you used to poverty and why you used to depression, why you used to a lot of things and then you can say what ton so no nti Ghana man no say ni ye kom media me free say
is a type of education say what's na brochure that why your business say wa brochure adesua musua wo ho ene ne yenge sua wo ha your sister by your phone and so now we will earn our first degree, second degree, and Sunday morning. Idea aboyen, and as a new force, a new paradigm be for us. Our education will be more useful to us than just earning the grades and earning certificates.
Thank you, Kwame. New force there, you will be a new. Be strategies, you will new ideas to implement it better. Ghana school, Mami breaking it down, sir.
Yeah.
It's not far from a scam.
Your school? No?
Yes.
Ghana's education
I'm telling you, it's not far from a scam. And I'll break it down for you. So what you see? School na ankasa ye kono. Ye try abrochire for asem. Ye try ye ankasa ye krom asem. What you see? Enti ye try se ne sia ye nyina ye betimi atu ye gold na ye ahoro. Na ye dia ye gold mine na etimi abenya sika. Ye try se ne sia ye dua ba ye dua of me betimi process no. Na ye dia ye factories na ye timi aton ma abontin. Ye kire nkrofo aba Christopher Columbus ne normal nkrofo mo ti abrochire nti ye nyini ni nyina no na ye adwene sa leaders ne so omo no omo ye heroes. That is one. School no so be kwa for 21 years. You betua school fees side we do the pinnacle of education, which is university. E hono ade a omo kire woni se koji degree na kopa adwuma papa. Enti obi a okọ school ni nyina no ndi onim se onya degree a obenya adwuma na adwuma no mu no ode behwe ne maame ne papa. Na oji degree ni nso wi a se nipa 720,000 which is on record.
Yeah.
Omo graduate every year in Ghana, but off record there is 1.5 million. What you say? Oh yeah, 700 and something thousand, less than 10%, and I available jobs so kroma umbenya. And no crano is who you know. Asan wanya jumano. Into 90 something percent no. Omo yade.
They are holding certificates too.
Ogunishe, and a degree no so. Unya Ghana degree na. O the cross Togo krana ye. But okunya degree or have adana bibi na the bar and with your mouth akunya ya mouth cars near mouth way near mouth expert then into ye ankasa no yet what is the value in our degree say ye nya juma wa ha what they call London now say I finished Kwame Nkrumah University then I got AAA that we have cleaning job manager this that now pay what I say
woman or ye bibia odo ye fapime wo emene mu na nzamanu we bien in one ma worusiazen sebio school done scholarships na nzama chere nyorusiazen or dey sha no nkran bibi man na mom teacher for no so wo no so or dey hwe hwani ye o sande se teacher nyi wa mpre ni ye ma oyezen MPP aban wo bu teachers makaka the teacher for you wanna graduate na when you one ko teaching na akorobara wo de shem what's your my papa na teaching and there was what free education no feel the free education books na obotum wa kire students na that teacher for in one month 1 year my papa in one wo be a teacher for more de yeze ma ho yeze ba ma ho na school for no so or your school say ko university baby over dem poyers na yes presidential palace 60 million suppressing ya pale the 5 million yeah nchebe hu nkan ade ebotum dae into one classroom ebi o wa gina ho one classroom teacher for our university most what you one count on ye other teacher for nyina into ebo pay yenwa ye get fund ye na ye ze bay the one for school for get fund all the baby and was once abos kanemu na mo pen was here and we make sure this teacher for no school for them nyina we board no do get funding. You can't get funding one for new education. No, we also budget one set aside something for education. This time, MPP aban one for BBN set aside one budget for education. Get funding also all young coffee normal education or education in you are a man to mpona on ye.
You come to Accra. If you're in Takari, you come to Accra. I don't know. I don't know if you guys agree with me, but I think it's not fair in national governments. So we want to build all the 16 regions, and we have done a thorough research about your attributable reserves and your arable lands. And that tells us what every region is worth. In fact, the results tells us that Western region is by far the richest. But not only the richest region in Ghana, probably the richest in the whole of Africa. And Volta region is fifth on the list. I mean, you have $192 billion of attributable reserves. I'm not talking about proven reserves. Attributable. It's sitting there, no one is touching it. It's there. And we want to bring all the plants. This is processing plants. Health equipment to expand things, and then use the water as water transportation to connect at least 6 to 8 of the regions. That is the Volta Lake. It's the biggest man-made lake in the world. I think people should be queuing in the world to come and see it. What's happening here? No one is even using the water. Yes, apart from gas and cement that transports their limestones with it. It's not for leisure. Nothing. And inside the water, you have billions of dollars of oil, offshore oil sitting in the basin. And everybody is talking about no jobs. See, the painful thing is, we're going to educate all these young people. They're going to do their masters, or they're going to do their national service. When they finish, then they sit down and say no jobs. Yes, of course there will be no jobs. Because if you have all of these things sitting down and you don't have the machines to operate them, they'll be sitting. And somebody will bring machines from outside and take them. That's what is happening in Ghana right now. We have the gold, but somebody brings a machine and come and break our rocks and take the gold from the veins in the rocks. Whereas somebody is going and putting poison in water and causing man to find grams of gold, but destroying all the water that feeds the ground, because our leaders have refused to do industrialization. So we are going around Ghana, spreading the message, learning from the people, and the people are also learning from us, and we're connecting with them. And also letting them know that their rights of democracy is not based on what their mothers or fathers will force them to do. Their right is to vote for whatever generational leadership that they think can relate to them more.
Ibia owakanen ohususumpa ogwan yedu baby a worbu ntware wo honyi wor pachaw o chede wa ye yen ban won hwe bi obeze no kware obi a wotsema ibia wa ho brase so ye bona enya do no twene wo boto aban na wababu ntware obabu ntware wo nyim no si jon bokon no nyim na chira achia sese enya nyina ye hu bi nyankopon wa ma no kon wa ba won iyo nya party asem oye bia obedi ban no wom emani mu no am ya fa ya tampafura akohwisam na mo mamado onyaza oba ma ye tumpon wo nyina wo hu bi mo nkada atamesi emfanti nte moto aman bi senda atamesi odi no kwara atamesi onyamisuro wotsema wa ho braso botumze bu mana dami na ye hia bebi edu no ya party sam hwemi na hwe na akufado na wara na pien ma fufu what's igwan baby open or then fufu te what am I bayan yeah
that they see a future with, that they have hope with, so we can change the political narrative of this country into leadership. Because the political narrative is a consensus that is based on partisans. Everything is about a party. Yes, the two of you might not have this job because you are with this party and you are with this party. So I'll take this one now because this party is on power. We can't live like this. We can't. That's my message. I know that I might be very young, but time is everything. I don't see myself as a young person. I see myself as I have time. To become 70, I will have 30 years to do what the 70-year person cannot do, but has been given the authority to do because he's old and he's weak and he can't do it. So that's what I see myself as. But other people think I'm young. I don't see myself as a young person. I see myself that I'm old already. In 10 years, you cannot add me to the youth again. You will add me to the old people. So I'm old. Now, I was giving an example today that if you're 18 years old and you want to be a footballer, you have a dream you can fulfill. When you turn 27, stop thinking about being a footballer, think about being a coach. The time is gone. Now, if you're 27 and you're already old in the football field industry, what is that telling us today? 27-year-old man who is about to get married and have family, he's too old to play football. That generates millions. So that should tell us that if we don't give the chance to the young people of our nation to become a part of our national governance, then the future of our country will be doomed by people who are outlived their future already, that we're expecting them to build our future. This message needs to be conveyed to people. I don't know who's doing it apart from and manifest into your soul than have a written paper that is copy and paste from some political party called Labour or something from somewhere in the world, and it's full of promises but it never become a reality. It's a program. Let's face the reality. Ghana needs that change. And the reason why voter is a deep part of my heart is because in my vision, voter can connect the north and the south. And you can lead water transportation to Bono and even Ashanti. We can connect it to River Pratt and all the things. You've already seen it. Ada is going into the sea. That water is there already, and people are building around it, and it's become a leisure space. That same water can become an industrial space. That same water can be transporting containers of processed cocoa, processed plantain, processed yam, processed of many things. It can come and connect to this water in Dambai that is brought me here. We have the waters to connect ourselves and to start industrializing ourselves. What are these leaders doing? And they keep educating the people, educating. Yes, I like education, but please, education without the plan is going to come up to nothing with the degrees after. I've seen it myself. I go to nursing schools. There's so many girls there. They educate them for 20 years only for some smart person in England to come and pick all of them. So we, the investors that we invest in our children to become doctors and to become nurses and to become whatever, somebody is there waiting for us to put our investment in, comes and grab the people. They are importing talents from our country and we are importing products from their country. And the product has come from the raw materials that we produce. Hey, come on, think about this one. This is craziness. 2024, we have to change what we're... Politics should be changed. I will repeat myself again. They're importing talent from us. Our own talent goes out there. And then they extract raw materials from us. Use our own talent to refine it, to process it. Then you go and import the finished product into your country and pay taxes and sell it times 10 to your people. This is human torture. You have the cocoa, you have the cotton. You don't know what cotton does, but you always buy shirt. So the process of it being textile, yard, textile, cotton, yard, textile, and material before it becomes pattern and a shirt. You've missed all that 7 teachings. You just know how to buy, consume the shirt. In the next 100 years, if we don't change our leadership to the modern minds, we're going to be slaves. I'm sorry. And I don't mean to be discussing this in such a conference room where, health is very good, but we need a general knowledge as well. Because without it, your health is still at risk. You need to understand that without the right equipment in place, we can't be cured the right way. In fact, the very, very successful people in this country, when they're sick, you tell them to come to a local hospital, they're not coming. They buy ticket to go outside. It's not like we don't have the people, we have them. But there's no industrial support. If you see one hospital that Eurocare, there is a machine in Eurocare and they told me the whole of Ghana, this is the only place, and it belongs to Indians. So the whole country, 33 million people, there's only one hospital, Eurocare, with a particular machine with, come on. And then somebody puts billboards on the road for 2 years, showing his face everywhere in every corner, that vote for me. And that's who you vote for. But I came to Volta to tell Voltarians that I know that in the past 40 years, you have been stuck with one party. You should not stick with the party. Stick with the nation. Stick with the country. Stick with the people, what they need. It's more important, and not what the politicians need. They're only here for 4 years. A 4-year job does not guarantee us anything. 4 years does not even guarantee some of us a home that we're going to build ourselves, let alone to build a whole country for us. But all of this campaign is based on just somebody coming to power for 4 years or 8 years. And that whole 40 years, 5 times of 8 years, we haven't seen any change, but we're going backwards. The minute I entered Oti Dambai, I saw a party with people carrying buses and bringing humans to one place and putting tents and this is a whole conspiracy, huh? It's a big thing. That's what I saw first. And then I went to the market. I saw thousands of people selling. But there was not one shed. They're selling right under the sun. And in front of me, it's a whole water. Then I looked at somewhere like Europe or America, what they would do with such space. You will see at least 100 to 150 ferries, going up and down. And businesses happening. You would have seen factories. You would have seen malls. Look at us, we turn it to a sun. We're sitting in the sun. We dig the yam straight from the ground, put it right there, and the sun is beating us, beating the yam. And there's no qualities that have been given to you by the universe, and it has to be transcended into. It's now being invaded by outsiders. People come from anywhere, they just go and they start mining and they start putting poison on the grounds and everything. But meanwhile, the government's interest is that go and tax the people on the ground that you've given permit to, so they can pay you every year. They've left the actual environmental protection. And I think that since you are an environmentalist, it led you into the question of pollution. Yes, pollution in Ghana is just like we talking about credit crunch in Ghana. We don't have credit crunch here. We've been crunched for 20 decades. Do you understand? We don't feel it. We just know that the economy is not good. We don't have money, we don't have jobs. But if you talk about credit crunch in Europe, it hits them. It hits them like a gunshot. because they're used to a system in place. And if the system shifts a little bit, it affects their whole life, their mortgages, their homes, everything. In our case, pollution is not a problem right now for us because just by coming from the hotel to here, I've been polluted with dust. Just from the hotel to here. So if we sit here and try to talk like white people instead of going into industrialization and finding a way to cover the dust, finding a way, the same pollution that is coming from the machine or the plant that is doing the pavement blocks, which is coming from your rubber. You're using rubber to recycle to do your pavement, will cover all your grounds in a space of 5 years, that the dust will go away. So you're only polluting a section where you've created jobs, but you're solving the most sections. Africa had to go through industrial phase, whether we like it or not. We have no choice. That's what happened in America before America became America. That's what happened in China before China became China. Even Dubai. They built Dubai through Sharjah. The Sharjah Industrial Park is where they were doing glass, aluminum bond, everything. Look, I've studied this very well. They were polluting that whole land. Sharjah is 15 minutes away from Dubai. Today, look at Dubai. I think sometimes when I look at it, it's like Lego. I don't believe they're real buildings. But they built it all. They've covered everywhere. There's no dirt, there's nothing. In fact, they tried to even bring their own water and make it rain. And I think God was not happy with that, so he flooded it instead. But, you know, they've actually done everything through industrialization. So to answer your question, like, you know, I just want you to know that we should expect that we're going to go through a pollution moment if we start industrialization. But it's happening already because somebody is polluting us. In fact, our waters are polluted in a wrong way without control. But if we were in if we had an industrial plant in mining this gold, there would be control with the pollution. It would not come to what it is. So we need to build the industrial part. Now there was one that you said, which you said, if I'll do it, this is the feeding 120 million people.
One croffer said, "You won't use the petrol na tax him. Why we should mean with that? You bought me a more conforma on your how here no corara on how here and ponto. Oh, the baby, you can't be biara won't say, she have apple. Most water bread, a far forward bread, trollers walk up, manum kakaya, a bra manum wohuni. Oh, Uncle Yanoko, if he was white, when you are no, say I'm for waiting and careful ma into a wakachi. That was only only one was in wakachi. Necessary and Dama Wayan, or today was a brugu on the Ghana for young Cocoyan so. Ninyanum, yin Naran Coupon, or my dignity, or my respect. Many beer and figure you to true for. No, the baby, we be winter, no pay and chow. A pachowa bra in your bona. Nary your born, name die a bona. And a beer and you Ghana ha on him that Zawayan or yard one. No one to win your cockadoo, no one to hide your neighbor do. Yamina, the Moses Yarazi, no corner or the way. Manyanum, Mon Quatua Ben Mebia, or by or then down with one, or by your one, no nimdo about to our back. Yen John Bibi over can be a bit say, no ababa pacho, and you that the one, no, ne, on Yaza, Sabu, or the Ghana phone, yet say, non system, on system, You
aka system, the system lawyer dana obey, in whom day, a man for what was system and to offer them a fin and adult to them.
Yes, I send no one that baby a Ghana roquan, and what was work when you. Says a walk when you walk from Papa near catch on the him some narco. Say, Rebokwana watchia in continuum from Queen. Me a can you the Yansen, young Fabia before for. Number year twin with the Ghana for far weapon system. Uyanum send them on Koye Mawa. Yansisem Nassima Ghana for Warutsu, then Zaman Koye Mawan. Ain't a sabio. Biara nim da odan sesem ba yen sesem ne yemfa ya tampam fura sade da omo ne yapia da nchanta ya nto abampo ye nti na omo ye kan yes yen sesem na ahotombra yen sesem na ya frambaze yen sesem na nokwarembra yen sesem na kitase chen onkwado ontwado Yen system na armed robbery in uncle form. Yen system na one a woman man hodon when you know one brass. Yen system na yankopon on your hand adom.
It's was on
Oh, and many beer in you what Sasmudrin in you what obotum way to mpon. A man ma you want compare when you know was Smudre, Yankopon that also not Smudrin or the giant. Or no say as Smudrin the beer in him. Oh, the baby, the Americans Smudrin, that was room 2000. Now say MPP was all right. And you hear Smudrin, you hear them, when you are no on in a ya Bible do. Mr. One say Yankopon watching in Bibiara. Na nya smodwe yetumpo na onye ye nti bibia ye bia no wo me ndwe ne Ghana ho ne ndwe ne ebisa ye ba fa ye tempa efura
yo ye nyime da fimfima nto ma hade ahaye nsrehwebia ye zipa na fe sankasa nanse me nya nti the way ye fi hade without ko baby na wo say emem boa ma enye gina bi wo na fi na de na ebe ye
ehun da menze me na oyo hawon sensiri papa wo ho a wodze begwai. At the time, na maraso na me vice president was it begwe ni hin na ye G2 me pede bi catch them sent no mo we yifi ha was it kwekwe e me na minim dey igwe onye best play ni samaba odam ti begwe abati begwe bi o
nsi igwe yemfa hinenye ntodo
Wafanya ntondo je de bi ba catch oh wafanya na mo me catch me yimpa dasanyi bibiara yankopon me hia yankopon so o mama adwen na mmomze maraka bibiara wa achie ene atames mamam wa ye ne ye ibi maka nkyem mo si oyi panafest odifi ha abred sentir nti no oyi panafest so wentuma mam sentira o mara atames maka ne mom asami ya andwen ho za ode osan ye ze babio
de wasiki the costa tv ne bitwa koma enya ende ze amahen Omana Deshi, the name of Belfo John Evans Atamosa, Oye NDC, Frankatuni, Ojina Mwatu, and Barman, Moabe on Montpellier.
Welcome to YAE YouTube channel. Positivity only.
Metumi asoria wayeye techemada bodiemu wayeye Oma tati ebiania ofresu kokotuma Oma eni ebedia